Hello there, guys. Welcome back to Reborn with Michael. Today, I'm talking about the backwards law. And if you don't know it, don't worry. But have you ever wanted something so much, and the more that you try and get it, the more it goes away? You want to be famous, but you cannot ever get a chance. You want to be a singer, and you just cannot do it. It's just so much need around it. You want to be, you want to get more traction on your YouTube channel. You want this, you want that, you want more money, but there seems to lose it. This is because of over-efforting. The backwards law is simply this: the less you start to need something, the more it comes to you. Now, I'm breaking it down today, guys, how to do that simply. If you like Spirituality Simplified, please consider like, sharing, and subscribing. Also, comment down below. Do you need a bit of the backwards law in your life? Say hell yeah in the comments if you do. I want to talk about it like this because I've lived my life and came to this conclusion by accident, really, when I found this concept of inner peace. But I think it's been spoken about really so much by some great teachers. Alan Watts spoke about the backwards law, where he says, the less you need something, the more likely it comes to you. The universe, you start to trust in the universe, or you trust in this expression of life. You show me what to do, as he would say. Whereas Joe Dispenza would say, you get to a place where you feel so whole that you don't even want the thing you were looking for anyway. That's when it happens. This is the interesting point. And this is why letting go and detachment are essential for your manifestation needs, because the less I've tried, the more I seem to get. Now, I've been there, right? Because inherently, I'm someone who wants to try. I have an inherent worrier that wants to break free outside of me, and I've trained myself not to worry anymore. And the funniest thing is when you let go, and it's always emotional, your need for that thing to happen is always emotional, because your need for money is because you have a need for safety. Your need for love is because you have a want for safety and feeling validation. Your need for that health issue to continue is because you feel less than, you don't love yourself right now. But when you start to love yourself, you start to let go, you become emotionally balanced, so there isn't any big needs or wants. The things that you put out to life, they reflect back to you very quickly. So let's take an example. So the other week I was looking at my life and I was going, I've just moved, things are getting more expensive. I was talking like this. So I started to want to do better so I could have an even more effortless way of life. Now, luckily, I've been approaching this system, right? I've been approaching this way of living for a long time. So I started to notice that level in me that was feeling so restricted, so in pain and that. And so I started to notice that pain. I started to notice how I was speaking as well. That's just an additional, but I started to let go of it. I felt this relief, and like where I was getting impediments and delays in the accomplishment of getting more, as soon as I'd let go of the need of it, I just don't care anymore. Like for example, like you just see the bank balance is going down and you go, I want to make it back up. But instead of going, gosh, it's going down, I've got to get it back up. You go, that's awesome. I love pain. I don't care what happened. I'm so divinely indifferent to what happens. And then literally, as soon as that release happened, from that day on, it's been blessing after blessing after blessing. And I can only say this to you guys because the thing that I add to the backwards law is every time that I let go and I feel no sense of need or anything, I expect something wonderful is going to happen. I'm very expectant when I'm in that energy that something wonderful is going to happen. So what I tend to do is try to live in this space. Now, can we live in this space all the time? You can get there, but do you have children, a wife, a job? This person needs that from you. You live in a westernized world, or you live in wherever you're living, where you're just noting consumerism is going up and up. It can be challenging. That's why you have to raise above your situation, and you have to see reality or circumstance outside of you as just simply meaningless. Alan Watts has started to come back into my life again here, and he was speaking about the fact that he listened to this Hindu music. And in Hinduism, they believe that creation comes from the word, and that is interesting because that's also similar in the Bible. At first there was the word, and that word was God. But their word isn't a spoken word, they just mean sound. So they go, when they're meditating. They believe that sound, that encapsulates all the different sounds that you can make. Starts at the back of the throat and comes forward. You see? So the point being, as he was said, I'd just been on a trip to this Asian part of the world, and I come back and I felt a bit unwell, and they put on this Hindu music. And he's, what is this absurdity? You know, he's got a lovely British accent. I can't do an impression, but it is, I was listening, and there was this wonderful absurdity, and I was thinking to myself, why is this so absurd and crazy? And then he kind of succumbed to it, and he went, what's the point? They're trying to express through this music that everything is meaningless. And I've said this word, if you've been following me for a long time, your problems are meaningless. That can feel really jarring, because you go, no, they're not. I really care about what's happening. But the more that things become meaningless, there's very few things in this life that should hold heavy meaning to you. Now, obviously, the children, wives, family, that has meaning. You know, we're human. But when it comes to the fact that someone wants you to pay this bill and you can't, it's like, I mean, it's just meaningless. I'll get it done. Or, you know, I have this sort of slight pain in my knee all the time, and I can't get up very quickly. Give it less meaning and it will stop happening. You know, you have to detach emotionally from the problem. You come back and you see the problem as just a situation. Without your emotion on top of it, it's just a situation. The backwards law is simply, I trust the universe, so why do I need to effort so much for that thing? And Neville Goddard puts it very good as well. As soon as I have intended it, it is done. So why would I then care so much for its expression? It's like the idea of, you know, you order something at a restaurant, you don't keep running into the kitchen to check the chef is cooking it. You expect it to come. So I like this affirmation to mix with the backwards law. I live in joyous expectancy of the best, and the best always comes. My life is full of joy, peace, and harmony. I have no wants or needs because they are met instantaneously by the divine creator, that creator who lives within me. It works through me, guiding me, loving me, prospering me, and improving my life in all areas constantly. I'm constantly advancing spiritually, mentally, financially, in all ways. All is well. There's nothing I need to do, nowhere I need to go, for it is done. And I suppose if you're looking at it in the biblical sense, God said on the seventh day he rested. That's because it was done, and creation is done, and it's done for you now. So the more that you want, the further you push it away. The more that you become and you release and you relax and you trust, and it's just inner peace. It's nothing special. It's not a special energy where you're like, what is the feeling of someone in a relationship? It's they're peaceful about it. They're easy. They're expectant. That's the law. That's the truth. That's the promise. I'll see you at the next one, guys. Thank you so much.